in my quest of trying to revamp this channel, because we have been experiencing a serious plateau for the last like 2 or 3 months, so I'll be doing a sit down to try and make sure that I reduce the editing need, because the other technical videos need a lot of editing. They need to be factual, they need to be, you know, guided, scripted and all that. But with a sit down video, I come here, we talk about life, we talk about what's happening, we talk about some of the lessons that I'm learning, some of the things that I am unlearning, and some of the things that I'm trying to adapt so that I can stay as motivated as I can to try and continue this journey. So if you're new here, my name is Mumina. I'm a registered dietitian and I create content on health and nutrition, and I also have a playlist on conversations that we're going to be having with you every week. But then I can commit to that, because conversations, I don't have to do so much scripting, I don't have to do so much research, I don't have to do so much thinking, I don't have to over analyze the video. So it's currently January, and if you have not noticed yet, your girl is heavily pregnant. We thank God. That is one of the miracles that happened in 2025. And I have done, I don't know if you can see this. This is basically a very short script on the things that I'm moving forward with 2026. We're going to get to that. My motto is less complaining, more actions for the year of 2026. But before we get to this, let's talk about 2025 and how that year was. The first thing, that we got pregnant. Had we planned for it? But we thank God, and we cannot argue with God. We are currently in the maybe final touches. We are at a baby elephant stage. You can see my face, you can see my body. Yeah, pregnancy humility is real, but all is well. And by the way, this outfit that I'm wearing was gifted by another mama. She's so amazing. She's called the Moya Bliss. She does sisterhood, motherhood, lifestyle, and everything in between. She's an amazing girlie. And I was like, let me just wear it today, because I like red and it's also visible. It's making me visible. I started off the year very well, and then I did so much. You're not talking about what I did, what I didn't, but I can just mention I was able to show up for the profession, for myself. We started the Nutritionist Corner with my friend and partner Charity. I was able to get to, I'm still stuck here at 1.9, but then you guys need to subscribe. Even if you're not subscribing, please just watch, give it a like, so that YouTube can recommend it to others, so that I can get subscribers and get off the plateau that I am currently in. I was hoping that we'll close at 5K and see how far we are from that. And then on LinkedIn, I was hoping to close at 10. I'm very near, I'm at 9,000, so that is not bad. On Instagram, still at plateau, but I will not say that I've done a lot of work there for the last 1 year. I have been a bit off. And this year I have been, like for the last 2 weeks since the year started, because we're in the 3rd week. It's also my birthday month, by the way. That is something that you can do. You can subscribe as a birthday gift. I will be appreciative. I have been doing a lot of engagement, a lot of reading on how to revamp my Instagram, my YouTube, and definitely how to skyrocket others that are working, like my LinkedIn and my other YouTube channel. I also create content on here, and since I'll be nesting, I think I'll do a lot more on that. So I think that one will not be affected negatively by the pregnancy, but I also don't want this to be affected. That's why I've started this series with Conversations with Mumina, at least a video weekly with a technical video and the live. Please pray for me, because I know you might think that is not a lot of work, but it is. If I can hack it, let me tell you, by June we should be at either 5, or God willingly, majabu, miracles do happen, we can get to 10,000, and I'll be very grateful. So yeah, those are the goals for socials. And In as much as I did not achieve majority, I'm still very grateful because I was able to show up. I was visible, I was consistent, and for those that I was not consistent, I know where I lagged behind, and I'm going to do better in 2026. Of course, another thing that I wanted to do, we leave behind the physical exercise part. I was doing so well by the day before I got pregnant. I had lost the weight that I intended to lose. I wanted to get to 65, but before I got pregnant, I was at 68, and I was very comfortable because skin was toned, body was toned, I was looking gorgeous. And then the baby boy decided to do his thing, and here we are. But we're not crying, we are grateful. What else did I want to achieve in 2025? I wanted to build for my mom, and in this year, that is also my first goal. And I was watching mommy, and she was saying that you have to be intentional, you have to have a lot of faith, you have to have a lot of belief that God is going to do it. So I am going to write it down. I've already written it down somewhere, but I'm going to write a note to God about why I need to have that plan actualized and how he needs to make sure that it happens, because that has been my goal from 2024. So 2025, 2026, hopefully we start. And of course, another thing that I wanted to do, of course, is have better personal relationships with myself, better understanding or better relations with my family. Something was shaken really, really serious in 2025, just 2 months or a month before I got pregnant. Anyway, relationships are shaky, but here we are. We thank God for his protections. We thank God for his guidance. We thank God for his interventions. And we are looking forward to better 2026, better peace, because we're going to welcome a baby. So the things that used to trigger me nowadays, they don't. I don't know if it's maturing or if it's just being okay or if it's just toxicity overload, as someone said. But I've also gotten past that, where I know that when you fuck up or when someone messes up, it's not my responsibility to make sure that they don't. It is their responsibility to correct that. The only thing that I'm responsible for is how I react and how I feel. So if I can actually control those, then all is well. So I think I've gotten to that point, and I thank God for 2025 and 2024 for making me that person. And also another thing that I want to do, I want to be more creative. I am a creative being, by the way. I enjoy doing things with my hand. I enjoy cooking, I enjoy braiding, I enjoy sewing, and even other weird things that you guys don't know about me. I'm very creative, so I want to explore that area. And I think on my next sit down, you're going to make like a small heart, because I noticed I can make a heart in like 1 hour. I was so impressed with myself. The aspect of this discussion or this playlist is to make sure that I show up every week authentically myself. Sorry.
Hi again.
Because it's a Saturday, there's nothing much that we can do. So I think I'll be recording this series on Mondays, because Mondays I'm usually alone. It's usually a bit quiet and it's nice. Anyway, today is the day that I had the energy to do it. You know, sometimes when you're pregnant, you can plan and then you still have energy to do every other thing than what you had planned for. If you have been pregnant before, you know I'm not lying, and it's not an excuse. So one of the things that I am moving forward with 2026, I know visibility is a strategy. So I am going to make sure that I work towards making sure that I am visible. And I also want to make sure that my visibility on apps like TikTok and Instagram are revamped and they increase, and someone needs to be beaten back there. The second thing that I'm moving forward with is knowing that consistency is king in everything that you do. You know, in 2025 I had major social media goals or even business goals, and again, even in my hair business, in my hair niche, I have not been able to be as consistent as I wanted to be in 2025, because I wanted to do like 2 videos. I wanted to do like post like 3 carousel posts on Instagram, 3 reels on Insta. daily stories, because I know the importance of consistency. I have seen how it works very well in the apps or in the platforms that you are consistent. Like I am consistent on LinkedIn. I have seen the changes, I have seen the impressions. I want to replicate the same on Instagram, on YouTube, and on TikTok. And I also want to continue self-improving. By the way, 2025 was a year that I did a lot of self-improvement. I took certified courses, non-certified courses. I attended webinars like the KNH webinars. I was a constant attendee. Like in a week I would attend 2, and I also showed up for the nutritionist corner. That was weekly. So I did a lot of personal development when it comes to speaking, when it comes to communication, when it comes to engagement, technical expertise. I did a lot of reading. I have written several abstracts and proposals in my laptop, and what I'm going to do this year is I'm going to push those abstract or those proposals to as many partners or possible partners as I can, and see how much I will learn. We also did so much with my other community group, that is Okoni Women CBO. We were able to do various engagements. We were able to go to even tree planting, but we did not take so many pictures because the places that you are going, you'll have to put your things uko chini ndo zisiibiwe. So we did a lot, and I think that was good. So I also did on the professional aspect, I did 3 different courses. I did clinical management of HIV, I did advanced leadership and management in health, and I lastly did policy and advocacy in health, like the last course, all from the University of Washington, and I'm currently enrolled for redesigning global health from the same university. So this is basically to sharpen my skills. Like I'm a national health advocate. I want to talk on matters nutrition and public health confidently. That is the main reason that I had to get all this training, and I think they are so thorough. If you have the opportunity to do them, please do them. I highly recommend them. Kwanza hiyo ya advanced management, advanced leadership and management in health. If your goal is leadership, I think you need to do that, because it talks about emotional intelligence, it talks about negotiations, it talks about communication, it talks about identifying problems, it talks about relationship building with people, with your leaders, with your fellow stakeholders. People think that I don't do it because I don't care. No, I like seeing people's progress. I like understanding where they are coming from and where they are going, their growth patterns and all that, but you will not find me comparing myself to others. Someone said that I live in a delulu world where I think that we are all equal. No, I don't think we are equal. I don't even think that we are dealing with the same problems or the same challenges. So I do not expect us to be at the same par when it comes to achievement, when it comes to actions, when it comes to ability to do things. So I do not compare myself. But again, I am also very self-aware. So I think one of the things that I have learned over time is to understand myself, to understand what my exposures are, to understand what my strengths are, my weaknesses, my challenges, and some of the things that might be blocking me from being the best version of myself. And I think when you get to there, you understand why people say that we need to stop comparing ourselves with others. We need to stop thinking that we should be because someone is like that. No, I know human beings are limitless, and we should be able to be mentored or even be motivated by others. But as you do that, try as much as you can to avoid comparison, because it's very easy. It's very easy to skip from motivation to comparison. Right now, maybe you start following Mumina, you start saying, okay, I want to do this because Mumina does this, she does this, and she has been able to share her blueprint on how she does it. So if I follow through, maybe I should achieve that. And then maybe you get to some point, you get some setbacks that I did not even get, and now you start comparing yourself to what I'm actually doing. Guess what will happen? You'll start feeling demoralized, you'll start feeling sad, you'll start hating the process, and this will actually make you not to move forward with your dreams. Of course, by all means, you can look for ideas. Like sometimes I go on LinkedIn, I see people complaining about certain things that I can talk about. That is what I talk about in my letters. That is basically Wellness Dispatch with Mumina. So I talk about random wellness, nutrition and advocacy things. So make sure that you check it out. It's on LinkedIn, and I also have a blog post on muminawellness.com, and I run an article at least once a week. It's on matters nutrition, how to reset your metabolism, how to balance your hormones, how to take care of your blood sugars, how to feed your baby. They're all there, and I do a very good job. So make sure that you check me out. The one thing that I wrote, the last one, I only wrote like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things, and this is, I saw it like a day before yesterday, and it was on, if you find something.
And watch Being Jerry.
Yeah, my baby also has a channel, so please watch her. So if you find something that excites you, give it your best. I know when you think about excitement, some of us think about monetary value. It's very easy to get excited at first by the monetary value that you'll get from any form of interactions, any form of jobs. But again, over time, as a human being, if nothing else excites you about that opportunity apart from money, then it becomes a problem. You start hating going to work. You start hating to wake up to do it. You start hating to even show up for anything else, because there's no internal motivation. There's no internal excitement. I know for a fact that we all want, majority of us want to create impact. Research has shown that only 1% actually create impact, because only 1% follow through with what actually drives them. So if you have something that drives you, let's say you want to see a change when it comes to child nutrition or children's health, that is your motivation, that is your main passion, or that is your main goal. We want to see women doing better for themselves, for their households, for their children, for their husbands, then you will give it your level best, because that is one thing that is exciting you, and it is not easy to show up for it than if you're actually now forced to do something that does not excite you at all. So if you find something that excites you, by all means, let's give it our best, and let's be consistent. You know, change does not happen overnight. The narrative that we are trying to sell out here, that you can start something today and it becomes great in the next 3 months. Of course, there's luck. There's also the universe actually giving you what you deserve at the right time. But realistically, when you start something, you have to build on it. You cannot just wake up, you want to do content creation, you have not learned how to speak to the camera, you have not learned audio, visuals, or even editing, and then you want to blow up in 3 months. No, there's a lot to it. Of that does not need very much editing or even very much film understanding, like your angles, your audio, your camera, your lighting and such. You don't need to understand all that, and you can just blow up. Yes, there's that aspect. An algorithm can favor you. You can talk to people who will listen to what you're saying. You know, another thing that we need to do, we try as much as we can to try and talk to 1 or 2 people. I know it's hard, especially if you have interests or passions like me. 1 minute I'm enjoying sewing, the next minute I want to braid hair, the next minute I want to bake, the next minute I want to do whatever I want to do. I'm very hands-on, so I do a lot of things here and there. So if you're like me, it might not be so easy to get settled, and this one needs to be made. Her hair, I know we're going to make her hair, so make sure that you check out our video and drink water. You see, the habits, I tell you, they're transferable. So if you're a parent, try as much as you can to show them good habits, and things will be okay. So thank you so much for watching. I think I'll end it here because someone needs my attention, and please consider subscribing, and we'll see you in the next one.